a.m. on Dania Beach, Florida, and Carmen Rodriguez is starting her daily routine of combing the beaches in search of sea turtle tracks. Carmen works for the Broward County Sea Turtle Conservation Program in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. She is one of many dedicated employees who monitor the beaches and coastlines for all sea turtle activity in Broward County. Here we see Carmen excavating this nest that is past its hatch date. Incubation period for loggerhead and green sea turtles, which both nest on Fort Lauderdale beaches, is 45 to 55 days. She will count each and every egg and check the insides of the unhatched eggs to see if any embryo development occurred. One possible reason for an unsuccessful nest is that it may have been washed over by the tide. The removal of the top layer of sand can cause a fluctuation in the nest temperature and lead to its failure to thrive. Sea turtle conservation projects differ worldwide. This nest hatching in Mexico enables many people to witness the amazing process of hundreds of newly hatched sea turtles emerging from the sand and making their way to the sea. The presence of humans ensures the safety of the newborns on land, but once they reach the ocean, they are on their own. Most nests hatch at night under the cover of darkness. Occasionally, nests will hatch during daylight hours. When this happens, the danger increases for the newborns because they are easily spotted by predators, and now they risk dehydration from the sun. A mother loggerhead sea turtle is carefully scanning the shoreline. She is searching for the perfect place to lay her eggs. The nesting process is exhausting and can take up to several hours. The distances she must travel to find suitable sand can sometimes cover several hundred yards. Once she finds a quiet section of beachfront, she emerges from the ocean. After making her way above the high tide line, she will use her back flippers to dig a bell-shaped egg chamber and deposit close to 100 eggs. Once she's completed the nesting process, she fills the egg chamber with sand and makes her way back to the ocean. Here, we see a nest marked by members of the Broward County, Florida Sea Turtle Conservation Program. Signs are posted at each nesting site, warning trespassers of the consequences for poaching. Imagine you are a newly hatched sea turtle. Your first survival instinct is to climb out of your sandy nest and head straight for the ocean. As you make your way to the sea, there are many predators everywhere, the ground, in the ocean, and even from above. Here, these seagulls are diving down to pick up and fly away with these hatchlings. To increase their survival rates, Carmen and her co-workers at the Broward County Sea Turtle Conservation Program excavate nests that are past their hatch date. They collect any surviving turtles and release them the next evening under the safety of the darkness.
Hey, Carmen.
Hey, Lisa.
Are those the hatchlings you rescued today?
Yes, I sent them from a seagull. And you, little buddy, are going to be the ambassador for the Museum of Discovery and Science.
After being saved from the seagull attack, Poseidon was crowned the Sea Turtle Ambassador at the Museum of Discovery and Science. His time at the museum will ensure his safe upbringing as a young sea turtle. During his 2 to 3 year stay, Poseidon will be seen by over 500,000 visitors before his release into the ocean. Here we see Matthew Dumler, Life Science Manager at the Museum of Discovery and Science. Matt is removing Poseidon from his exhibit for his weekly health checkup. It's been 2 long years since Poseidon's arrival at the museum, and he has grown considerably during his time here. Poseidon's growth and weight are monitored very closely to make sure he is healthy. His upper shell, called a carapace, is measured as well. Poseidon's carapace must be at least 45 centimeters in length before the museum can legally release him back into the wild. Derek Osgood, an animal care specialist at the museum, records the data taken from Poseidon's checkup. Derek works with Matt to assist with Poseidon's checkups, feeding, and exhibit maintenance. Today's examination reveals that Poseidon's carapace is just under the 45 centimeters required for his release. Matt estimates that in 4 to 6 weeks, Poseidon will have reached the required size and plans can be made for his release back into the wild. Poseidon's diet is also monitored very closely and consists of sea creatures he would be eating in the wild. Today he is having shrimp, but other items on his menu are crab, fish, and squid. Before his release, Poseidon will be introduced to live crabs and shrimp. If he is to be successful, he must learn to master hunting live prey. Once he is on his own in the wild, his diet will expand to include conch, jellyfish, and lobster. It is estimated that only 1 in 1,000 hatchlings will make it to adulthood. Poseidon is one of the lucky ones. His first 2 years of life, he received care and protection from the many predators found in and around the ocean. His brothers and sisters face many obstacles in their fight for survival. Growing into adulthood does not ensure a sea turtle's survival. Many countries around the world illegally harvest adult sea turtles for their meat and their shells. The impact of human pollution in our ocean is a constant danger. Oil spills, miscellaneous debris, and even plastic bags, which can be mistaken as jellyfish, are all detrimental to a sea turtle's survival. Sea turtle meat and eggs are a common part of the diet in many coastal villages in third world countries. Accidental and sometimes intentional netting and fishing are also a danger to a sea turtle's longevity. One of the reasons for the demise of the hawksbill turtle is its beautiful shell, which is still used to make jewelry, bracelets, fans, and combs. Poseidon arrived at the Museum of Discovery and Science 2 years ago at a mere 18 grams and just a few inches long, to begin his work as an ambassador for sea turtles around the world. In 2 years, he has taught hundreds of thousands of people of all ages about the plight of his species and the need for sea turtle conservation worldwide. Today, he is finally large enough to be released. His carapace has grown to 45 centimeters in length, and his weight is over 41 pounds.
How you doing? We're here at the Museum of Discovery and Science today. This is Matthew Delmar, Life Science Manager. My name is Brett Cardinal. This is Parker and Logan, two of our helpers. We are releasing Poseidon, our sea turtle, today. We started off 18 grams just about 2 years ago, part of a research project, and we've been rehabilitating him for the past 2 years, and now he's just over 41 pounds. He's legal length to be released is over 45 centimeters carapace length, and today he's on his way home.
From here, the Museum of Discovery and Science's Sea Turtle Ambassador will travel by car for over 3 hours to the Indian River Lagoon, where his release will take place. And here is where Poseidon's real journey will begin. Thank you for coming along on Poseidon's journey. We hope that you are now more informed and aware of the dangers that every sea turtle faces in the wild. It is our hope that the making of this documentary has inspired you to donate your time and/or money and support any of the many sea turtle conservation groups listed in the credits.